Hulk smash!
Hi, I'm Steve, and this is ComicsVerse. You can find us online on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, and even Google now. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite, actually my favorite comic book of last year. This one's for all the brimpers out there. We're talking about Sex Criminals. This trade paperback of this series was finally released today. It collects the first 5 issues by Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky, and it is absolutely the funniest comic book on the shelves. Not only that, and as I've discussed on our podcast before actually, it's also probably the most sex-positive comic book that I've ever read. And we're talking about comic books, not webcomics, or all kinds of things that can get a little more expansive, but in printed comic book form, in widely selling, especially printed comic book form, we tend not to see a lot of positive sexuality at all, especially positive female sexuality. In this book, Sex Criminals, doesn't sound very positive about sex, but is about a couple who each independently through their life have gone about with some see it as a curse, sometimes they see it as a gift, where upon orgasm, they slow down time. Pretty much freeze time around them, can go and move around and do whatever they want with no one the wiser. These two meet each other and happen to find, after a night of hooking up at a party, that they share this same exact interesting superpower. It's a great metaphor. Not only does it work in its own interest, but it works as a great metaphor for the ideas of sexuality and finding sexuality with a person who you connect with on a deeper level, rather than it just being a physical thing, which is what we're fed very often in terms of other media. This is a brilliant story, in which case these characters fit together very well in a way that causes them to discover more about themselves and to start a beautiful budding romance. The characters are written extremely believably, just really in depth. You really get to know them. And I've praised this book time and time again on our podcast and just basically every chance I can. It is one of the most positive, one of the funniest, and one of the best written and best drawn comics that you will see on the shelves today. I fully endorse it. The trade paperback is only $10, which is unprecedented for a trade paperback these days. There is no reason not to buy it unless you're under 18 or, well, I'm not going to anti-endorse that, but I'd rather not just say, hey, go buy it if you're under 18. So that's, everything for Sex Criminals there. I really hope that those of you who are interested pick it up, because it's a very positive, very honest take on sexuality, discovering one's sexuality, and sharing it with somebody in a way that's not creepy, as is often shown in a lot of media. So again, I'm Steve, and this is ComicsVerse.